Well, look what we have on the workbench today. It is Hatsune Miku's Official Outfit by Blokees, and this is, I guess, item number 73502, contains 71 pieces, and this one retails for about $39, $40, depends where you find her at. And this is the Fantastic series. Oh, cool. And yeah, just by first impressions, yeah, you get Miku just sitting there winking at us. And right here it says we do not need to paint, nor glue, or a pair of pliers. Pliers to put this together. I don't know, maybe with me we'll have to use these type of pliers here, but yeah. And I know that this right here is Miku. My Japanese is very simple like this. You know, Ki or Miku. Dyslexic there for the win. And yeah, I know some Japanese, but not a whole lot. There's the top of the box, and oh boy, she's like, what am I doing here? Well, that's the same thing. And you know, there's the side of the box, and I'm trying to do this as best I can today. And she's got musical instruments and stuff. So here's the back, and you know, you get several different facial expressions. She's already tattooed up and ready to go, and she comes with musical instruments here and some celery sticks. Somebody told me what those were, I forgot. Different types of hands. Let's bring this up here. And this is just a first impressions portion of the video for those who are not familiar with how I do things here. And yeah, what am I doing with this stuff? We'll get to that in the build installment series. Okay, but before we can enjoy our Hatsune Miku doll, we're going to have to open this up first. And just try to do this. I like the box art on this. It's not too bad. It is colorful. Well, let's see which is the best way here. Oh, I'm trying not to rip it. Oh no. The quality of the box is not the best as Lego. But I'm just comparing apples and oranges here. Well, this is obviously different than what I'm used to. I was trying to find somebody. Let me get her. Would that cost a glare on things? Yes, it will. So, yeah, this is actually a lot smaller than I thought. Ooh, you don't want to eat those. So, yeah, this is just like a Lego set, pretty much, more or less. Let's see if I can. It's in a blister pack, so a lot of wasted material. Okay, that's the, and then we got the hands, and looks like some other stuff in here. You know what, do I have that black paper used for the scratched parts that we get in Lego sets? Yes, I do. That might be a little better here for you. That makes it a little better. So looks like we get some hands in a bag, and some musical instruments in that one. And we'll take a look at that here in a second. And the whole goal about this today, this is just a fun video. This is something I bought. Yeah, I bought this. Don't ask me why. Alright, that looks like that's the stand. Looks like those are water decals. They're not stickers. I mean, they technically are, but... and that kind of thing. Figure. Fantastic series. Oh boy, I can't wait to get into this one. Alright, so yeah, it's just like a building guide. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, Lego, you really do need to take attention to this here. This is something I've been harping on with the Lego group for quite some time. They give you an inventory sheet, which you should have in the box. You know, yeah. So if you're looking for the inventory sheet, there you go. I couldn't find anything on this at all. There was really nothing online about this. And safety reminder, you know, don't eat the parts. And yeah, it tells you how to, the method of pasting stickers. So they give you a walkthrough on this and how to do it. I gotta find my hemostats. I don't know what I did with them. And I also need to get an X-Acto knife. So I need to find those tools, but I'm not going to cover it in this build installment here. And then we have the head unit. The head unit. Yeah. Okay, so seeing this in person, yeah, let's look through the instructions real quick here. Yeah, so just as a quick disclaimer, this is just for fun. I may mispronounce her name and put things together wrong, so just watch the video all the way through. We'll ignore that there. Oh my goodness, yeah, she is wearing undergarments. Well, it's going to be a while before we get to this. It's only 5 steps. That doesn't sound too bad, does it? Well, with me, something like this should take no more than about 30 minutes. Since this is something new, usually a Lego set that's about 70 pieces, I can knock out in about 20 minutes. But this may take a little longer because I'm new here. Yeah, so this is the one thing I like about there's an inventory sheet. I mean, Lego gives us a parts list. But band or stand parts, they have everything organized here. I mean, yeah, it's hard for me to position my camera where I'm at because the viewfinder is right at my forehead level. I had to put the camera all the way up just so I can get everything into frame here. When we build her, I'm going to build her flat on the table, and I'll change angles when we need to. But yeah, well, there it is. We got to start with the head unit first, obviously. But just by first impressions, this is a different type of build for me. I mean, we got this. This obviously is packed individually, so finding the parts should be very easy. Let's see if we can open this up here. That wasn't too bad. And yeah, I'm by all means, guys and gals, not into anime. I just watch it, but I was hoping her to be a little bigger, but well, I mean, let's see here. He was right. My friend has already built one of these, and yeah, very soft, rubbery plastic. I hope the stuff doesn't sweat over the years. I've had problems with plastic out here sweating. Yeah. I bet you guys and gals never thought you'd ever see me put together a doll figure, or let alone, let me see if I can say her name right, Hatsune Miku doll. But if this video turns out very well, I'll probably do more of these. Oh, she's like a Marowak with her celery sticks. But everything just seems at least everything here is organized. So this shouldn't take that long, because half the time when I'm building an actual Lego set, I got to rifle through parts. But other than the hands and the smaller accessories that are in bags, this is all laid out very nice. So we can't mess this one up. But I was told to be very careful with ball joints, because you can forget a part. And bad things can happen, you know, and I don't want bad things to happen to us. We got to put her together with pride, you know. I mean, even that anime face there, let's bring that up there. Yeah, I mean, well, enough of my ramblings here. Well, yeah, I think we are ready to go here. Well, let's begin. Let's build it. Let's drop this down for your viewing entertainment here. Sorry for those who get motion sickness. I am going to be covering... What's rattling over here? I hear something and it's rattling. I know I could edit that out, but that's much better. We're going to start with the head unit. The head unit. Okay, so it tells you what parts you need here. This is just like a Lego building guide, more or less. Alright, so we need the big blue thing with the wig. Alright, we've got a keyboard there. That fell out of something. Well, let's get that out of there. And Oh my goodness, she's missing something. Oh no, the hair is flexible at least. Imagine having a hairstyle like that. My goodness, it's a lot of weight on your head. So now we got to find the headset piece. Oh, there it is, right there. I will point out things as we go here. So if you're expecting a very fast speed build, this is the wrong channel. I do this stuff for fun, so this is a time that I don't want to mess up on something. So parts should just snap right on in here. I think I'm going to move her pigtails back and then just put that right in there. I'm making sure I'm putting it in the right way here. I think that's where it goes. What's the build quality like? I mean, it's just... I'm used to putting together Lego sets, so it's a little different for me. This is like pushed out of my comfort zone here. And then now we got to put her makeup on her face. So you got 6 options. I think what I'm going to do is just... which one do I want? I'll get the one where her mouth is open. How do you get these out? I'm just going to stick my finger underneath and I'm just going to pop it loose. There we go. This is how I do the Lego stuff, folks. Hey, the head unit might be done real quick. I want it's keyed, so you can't put this in wrong. My luck, I would. Alrighty, put that right in there. I'm making sure I'm putting that together right. We don't want to mess this up here. There we go. Well, obviously I did something right. It kind of lines up. Yeah, it feels pretty solid. Put your head back there. But my goodness, you got an owie up there. How are we going to fix that? But that's it. No, we got to put the bangs on the front. The fringe, the bangs, depending on what country you're from. The fringe sounds better than bangs, but your typical anime style hair. I'm working on my own VTuber stuff, and yeah, I'm learning how to draw hair, and that's pretty much what you start out with. So it fits right in that little slot there. My friend's probably watching, shaking his head, going, I keep putting together. Let's make sure that's really mushed in there. Okay, I survived the head unit. Head unit. It sounds like I'm installing a car radio. Nothing broke so far. Her microphone is way down there. I think, let me see if I can finagle that a bit. I think that's how it's supposed to be. So she can talk to you, communicate with you, huh? I could just hear her singing Poker Face right now with that little voice of hers. Yeah, and that's the head unit. Not too bad at all. Alright, so now we got to work on upper limbs. Yeah, more or less this is like building a figure in Lego. Okay, so what I was told is to be very careful not to forget these. Oh, note to self. Well, let's see, the thing with the tie, which is that right there. Yeah, the only thing I have to say, though, is it's packed very good, but this is a lot of waste of plastic here. That's probably the only thing I gotta say is just a waste. Alright, so it tells us pay attention to the alteration of the parts. Ooh, we gotta be careful with... Okay. That is what I told could be a really big turd. Let's pull out her arms first. Well, no, let's leave her arms in there. So, we're going to need to find those joints. I'm not going to pull her arms out because everything is there. Well, there's the hands and the face. I think they meet those joints there. That. Well, let's take a look. I think I'm going to have to pull everything out. It's hard to see it in this little bag here. It doesn't, just says Blokees figures. It doesn't tell me which bag. Well, obviously we don't need to be paying attention to that right now, so that's probably the bottom. Yeah, because see right here it's got the spare faces and stuff. Let's just open this one up here. I got some extra butter containers I can use. Well, these are not Lego bags at all whatsoever. I can't even open that up. Everybody's starting to get up around here now. I'm going to save this one for April 1st. So we got ourselves some little hands. We got some ball joints here. Looks like these are for the head. But that's not what it quite looks like. I'm trying to think here. This is going to take me a while, folks. So yeah, we got a blank face. We don't need that, obviously. Why don't they have one of these that has the middle finger? Would be nice. Alright, so I'm thinking that we probably need one of these, because that looks almost like that there. There's two of them, so they might have gave us a spare. I'm going to open this bag up now. I'm going to keep these separate here. And I have a pair of scissors around here. I got to go find them. Let's get into this. Some of you are just probably shaking your heads thinking, oh my goodness, Jay, I cannot believe this. So I'm assuming that this probably goes in here. But I don't know, let's not put that in just yet. We might need those. Looks like a pelvic bone, we don't need that. No, but that's what we need right there. It looks like the picture. Okay, so we can put that in there. It says install it. Okay. Oh, well, I was told you got to be very careful. Okay. Okay, that's one ball joint done. All right, and then we need those things for the shoulder blades, and this is what my buddy was telling me about these. He says, pay attention to the orientation. Well, Mr. Butterfingers obviously is not going to let me do that. Okay, so basically, looks like these here are the same. So we need an arm. Let's start with her right arm first, which would be our left. All right, I'm just taking a look here, so just don't mind me. Jay, you don't know what you're doing. No, I don't. I do not. It says pay attention to orientation, so this goes like that, I bet, with this right here. Okay, if I'm making sense, let me put this over here for you. Okay, yeah, that would make sense. I'm hoping I'm getting that right, but I'm going to take a look again. It's better to check a million times and do this once. It doesn't tell you, it just tells you to watch the orientation. And friend told me, though, if you do make a mistake, run this under hot water, it should soften up. And here we go. Do we dare pop that in there? Well, I got it in there, and I think I got the joint in there because you don't see the hole. Yeah. Okay. I survived an arm. Let's do the other one. Jay's going to take you about an hour, I know. I could be putting together the Eevee Lego set right now, but this one was just calling my name, and I want to do this. I want to do her first so I can admire her. So this slips in here like that. And then, yeah, let's get these two acquainted with one another. And making sure. Okay. I'm just testing them as I go, and I know I got it right. And how I know I got this right here is because, yeah, that fits in really good. This arm here doesn't seem like it's going in very well. Did something not rotate in there right? Do I have to torculate that? There we go. Okay, yeah, I don't know about that hole there. Looks like these joints are not going. I hope I didn't do it wrong. That was my biggest fear. I got those in. Let me make sure. It doesn't tell you which way. They say the smooth side is supposed to go inwards, which is what I did. So I think this is supposed to be like that, but it's just not doing it. Did I mess up where my friend told me he messed up? I mean, these are like the shoulder blades, and I mean, I'm just trying to get that there. I think it's supposed to be like that, but I don't think she's ever going to have her arms straight down. I think that's probably what it is. There might be a limit here with it. If I put it together wrong, then it's a lesson learned, but I think the big side is supposed to go on the top, which is at the bottom. But I can easily move that with my fingers, and when I do that, it fills in the hole nicely. So, oh, there we go. I just have to shove them up there. Right, let me rotate that around here. Yeah, it might be better if you had like a knife or something to help you with the build here. Just really kind of just wiggle that in there. Should be fine. Just trying to... This one came out real good. This one here is just being a turd. Maybe it's because I'm not meant to put together anime dolls, huh? My hands are only good for Lego stuff, not anime, but... Well, she's a Vocaloid singer anyways, so... I'm just trying to... Yeah, this arm here just looks kind of weird. Did I do something wrong here? It's like I need to shove it up there. Oh, there we go! Well, that thing kind of moved, but... It may take me an hour just to get her arms put in there. I heard the arms are the worst part, so I'm gonna... I hope this video helps you guys out on what not to do. Well, I just pulled her arm out. Uh-oh, did I break it? I just yanked something out here. Uh-oh, okay. Alright, let's see here. That might be a little better. I was trying to pull it out of the joint here just to work this thing around, but let's put that back on there. She's probably not too happy with me right now. Alright, let's see here. I hope I didn't damage it. Let's see here. This came off. Oh, that's up backwards. Oh yeah, I think I did mention this in the disclaimers. Just don't take these seriously, folks. These are just for fun. There we go. I popped that back out of there. It's supposed to be like that. Okay, while I'm here, let me reassemble her arm. Reassemble. Just be careful with your joints. So just pop that back in there. She's very flexible. Very flexible. So... okay, like that. Let's pray that I get that in there right. Okay. Shove it in there. Now, she's in better shape now. Alright. I mean, there we go. I survived that. It took a while. And now we got to pick the hands. Okay, we just spent that much time doing that. Okay, now we got to pick the hands. Now they let you pick whatever you want here. You got stuff in here, and yeah, humanoid hands. Lego has the little clamp things, but we'll just get the one that she's pointing here. And it looks like they just snap on the little joints. Now I got to be careful. I don't want to break her fingers off. I'm just going to rotate that in there. I don't know how that goes in there. I just don't want to break it. That's the thing. It just feels like... I'm going to be honest with you. I've never put together stuff like this. Oh, be careful. That moves. I want to... There we go. You have to be very careful with that. There's not a lot of room in here to move, so... Oh wait, we got to be careful. because if I put the wrong hands in the wrong area, I'm going to have a problem. So I got the right one. She's like this. Okay. So we got, yeah, I didn't mess up on the hands. All right, and then they have some where she can grab onto things, but that's another right hand. That's another one. It's a homicide, basically, what it is. She's been dismembered. We have to remember her. Yeah, maybe they're in the other bag. Okay, there's one bag that's strictly for left hands, and there's one for right hands. Okay, so everything's labeled. We already got the pointing finger. They need to have the middle finger in here for her. Alright, so she's got this right here. So that's her left hand. We'll put a right hand in here so she can hold on to something. There we go. I'm not the only guy that's been putting her together. I looked on YouTube. There's a few other guys that put her together. And, yeah, so far, I've survived. So far, I've survived the trials of Miku. But, yeah, it just feels like I'm going to break some parts on here. I'm not used to the soft plastic, though. Okay, now we've got to put together the waist unit. Oh boy, I can't wait to that. Did we have to attach her to the head? Now, we're going to do everything by the instructions. So these two are going to get acquainted with each other, but we're not worried about that right now. Okay, so you got to be very careful with this, and I'm talking to myself too about that. So, that was rattling, was getting on my nerves. Front, which is the smooth side, and then the back is, all right. Okay, so this is the front. Let's stick the ball joint, and there the little, boy, I had to, okay, oh fine, I'll fight, make sure I'm not putting that in the wrong way. If you got arthritis, I send my condolences. There we go. My voice is a bit raspy today. It's allergies, and yeah. And then now we got to find a skirt piece. Doesn't matter which one. This keyboard thing. Oh, it's this right here. Okay. Alrighty. What am I going to do with this? You know, what am I going to put her at? Because people here tend to think this stuff is kind of weird. I don't blame them. But yeah, well, I survived that. That wasn't too bad. Just getting that ball joint there was a little bit of a challenge. Alright, now we're going to be focusing on the lower limb unit. Hey, unlike Lego, they tell us this. What parts we're building, so I'm not too freaking out here over that. So they give you like a preview here of what it's supposed to look like. The parts list and this. Like I said, I've been building with another building toy for quite some time, and you can get confused. So now we gotta. So right now she is slowly becoming herself, so she can dazzle us with her voice. Okay, we have that weird pelvic bone thing. So it's got the holes right here. Okay, that's done. Let me bring this a little closer here so you can see here. And this is in full 4K too. Like I said though, I've done a lot of Lego videos, so for me, are these keyed? Okay, they are keyed. So the one with the notch is going to go like that. But, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I see how it goes, like that. All right, then we got to put the other half on there. Just make sure that this notch is here and this little slot is in the back. All right, now I know. And then we got to clamp that together. Jay, how's your anime going? how's your Miku coming along? I can't, guys, I can't believe I'm putting something like this together. Okay, well, I guess we got to put that on there. Kind of indecent there. Let's put that on there. I just hope there's not somebody, any of my viewers are taking this seriously here. But I am going to cover everything I can. These are not professional product reviews by any means. This is just meant for fun. I don't like that hole in the back, or the right there. But it fits there. And this goes right here. It's keyed though. I mean, at least, yeah, that's undergarments. Okay, we don't want to be looking at that for too long. Okay, I see what the hole's for. This actually does move. Alright, but we're not done yet, folks. Because now we got to put all that on there. That was just, alright, so the easiest thing I think would be to, let's put the legs on first. Let's grab her leg with her thigh-high boots. What am I doing? Oh my goodness, why am I putting this together? I don't even know. Even I'm starting to get... I don't know, if I had a camera, I'd probably see me blush at this right now. Alright. Let's see here. Alright. Put that in there. Alright, well, that was the easy part, but I have a feeling, though, that we're going to have to put the skirt on here, which are these two pieces here. Now, I'm following everything down. It's slow. This may take me an hour to put together, so this may be labeled as ASMR. I don't know. Okay. Okay, so that's the front. So they at least tell you what order they put them in. Okay, we gotta hide the underwear in the bottom, and this goes in the back. I have to say, though, the instructions are laid out very well. Like I said, if you've done Lego sets before, this is not too bad. You know, yeah. Oh my goodness. At least the instructions are real easy to follow. Okay, now it is the main body component. Wow, I can't wait to get to that one. So basically the first 4 steps is to assemble her, and now we got to put all the parts together. So let's start setting these up here for you. This little tassel thing goes on that, so that goes like that. Okay, well, looks good. And you know, guys and gals, if you like this style of build, let me know, and I'll get some more of these and put them together. These are just for commentary, you know. And then let's hope we get that in there right. Well, let's hope I do it. It does, because it fit in there. She's like, no, Jay, you can't do that. Where's my head? I don't know. I haven't put the head on yet. We have to install the head. Wow, look, it's Miku. Put the head on there. All right, here we go. You know, the difference between this and doing an actual review, this is something that I bought. It wasn't really an impulse buy. Everybody was kind of asked me to get this, so I thought, okay, fine, I want to try it. I'm going to move her hair back here. It'd just be easier to put it behind her. I'm going to grab it right there and just shove that in. I have a feeling that's going to be very stiff. Not to crush that microphone. Come on. Come on, get your noggin on. Alright. Alright, I think that's it. Oh, no, we're not even done yet. We're done with the doll, though. Yeah, so far, that's her. Let's see, can I bend her joints, or is that as far as she bends here? I don't want to force her. Boy, her legs go all over the place. You can't even walk straight. But you know what? I can have her sitting on the dashboard of my truck, huh? Be a real man, have her displayed with pride on my dashboard. Nah. Boy, she's very flexible. Yeah, what is that, about 6 inches tall? I mean, there's the size of my hand. Not as, I mean, for $40, yeah, it seems a bit pricey, but yeah, what am I going to do with her? If the heat gets pretty heavy here, I'll have to dump her in a mine shaft out in the desert. I don't know yet, but just... It's what she's going to sound like, but she probably sings better than I do. Alright, so now the next thing we got to build is the stand, the display base. She probably doesn't need it, but well, maybe she does. She's very top heavy, so we're going to have to put that together. Find that now. And if you've managed to watch me this long here, I want to thank everyone on my main channel for being contributors. It's always a big help because funding goes for everything but this. So thank you everyone for being on my Patreon and Rebrickable, or Patreon, the main channel. And in addition to that, I want to thank everyone taking the time to check out my Lego building guides and downloading guides if you see something interesting. And most importantly, if you have survived this long and watched me build this thing, I appreciate you subscribing and stuff. This is something different. You know, we got to do different things. I don't know what that's for. I'm looking for that. My friend's probably going to watch this just shaking his head. It's going to be a very long video. I don't want to break this. I don't want to ruin it. Even though if this is something like, why did I buy this? Oh, wait a minute. These are two pieces we got to put together here. Those don't go together. It's not meant for that. Okay, so no. Am I not doing it right? I survived the doll, but I can't do the base. Okay, let's take a look at all the parts. Yeah. Where did those come from? Or maybe they're keyed. But they're round on the inside. I thought that's how they go. Am I just not paying attention to this, or what? They show this, and they show that. Okay, let me make sure here. It's going to take me about an hour to put together the stand. Oh, I see. There is a piece here like that. Alright. But that's not how it goes together. Ooh, it snaps in there. I got to be very careful. Like that. Okay, so it is friction, just like one of those friction things in Lego. And then, okay, we can't mess up here. They're probably obviously keyed. Yeah. Push that in there. Hope I got that in there right. Alright. We got to put together one more of these joints. I'm not a fan of the stand. I always like things to stand on their own, but there's just sometimes that they just cannot do that. So I'm going to have to label this putting together a Blokees Miku doll as a noob or something. Because I'm by all means, like I said, I'm used to doing another building toy, and this is something completely different than I usually do. So we have this thing here. I read online they say it's due to like some kind of law or something like that. You have to make these assemble toys or something like that to get around some kind of thing. I don't know how true that is. Like, why would you make this assembly? But then again, why would a dude like myself buy this free willingly? I don't know. All right, let me get this up here a little bit more. Yeah, I will change camera angles, so we'll do a complete analysis of it. This is not going to be a review. It's not a paid promotion by any means. All right, so just to survive this arm piece here, now we got to get to that. Okay, well, Jay, how's your Miku experience? It's different. It's different to say the least. I mean, the quality of it, you know, like I said, I'm not used to putting together rubber type things. Like this is like a medium to soft plastic. It's not very rigid like Lego parts are. And if you break a Lego clip, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, is that the clamp that holds on your finger so Miku won't let go of you? She wants to keep you. And that goes right up here. Okay, so there's the clamp. All right. Using the Lego workbench to build a Miku doll. Okay, then this goes in here like M-I-K-U. I know that's me and that's Ku, but obviously it's Hatsune. But, I mean, I read Japanese like a 4-year-old. When I learned Japanese in college, and then plus also I have work, employees who, that I work with that are from Japan, so they kind of teach me a little here and there, so it's very primitive. Open the clips on both sides to fit the model here. Oh, okay. So we got to put her on there. I think this is well, let me just tip the camera up here then, because it'd just be easier to do it like that. To clip the model here, okay, so it's right here that it clips to. Well, let's see if I can do that without messing this up here. It says clip it on there. Okay. Well, she's suspended in the air. Gonna have to readjust some things. Come on, get those feet down. I bet put those heels in those holes. I think that's what the holes are for. Because they, maybe. Let's see if I can bring this down a bit more here. It feels very stiff, but I'd rather have it stiff than too sloppy. Oh, they just have her standing there, so she just stands. Okay. But she's ready to fall back, though. Come on, Miku. Stop Mikuing it and fit forward. Ruining my TV show. Alright, let's see here. Kind of sloppy. Where am I going to put her at? I was hoping the base would be a lot smaller. I may put her inside my computer case. Although she's supposed to be hiding in your Wi-Fi, but I don't have a Wi-Fi box big enough for her. Put her in the server room, have her sitting right up against the Wi-Fi box. Well, no, wait a minute, what am I saying? My Wi-Fi is mounted on the ceiling in the house. I don't think it'd be kind of appropriate to have her hanging from a string. She's very posable. Very posable. And, yeah, I managed to survive that. Oh man, but that's it. We got the big stuff done here, which is the Miku doll. Okay, now we're going to be covering the accessory components. Well, I have it written in Japanese, Chinese, Spanish. I guess a lot of people buy her. Soft fabric clothing. Oh, wow, I can't wait to get to that. We haven't even got to all that yet. So, right now, we haven't put we have this left. Let me get this other stuff out of this. Yeah, let me leave that there, because I was going to say, I'm not going to put these anywhere. I'm going to hang on to these. I am trying to recreate my my avatar on my Discord, and I can 3D scan these and get me a baseline on how to make my own. You know what? Hold on. This would make a very good tray to put these extra parts in right now. So we'll set these here because we don't need all these hands and stuff. I hope I didn't forget. I bet I forgot to put her... You know, I bet these are supposed to be things that extend her hands out. I think I forgot to put those in there. If I did, then whoopsie. You got to be careful not to lose parts. I'll check my work when I'm done here. Matter of fact, let me check my work now here. Let's put the accessories next together when we'll do a final assessment. Our hands are stuffed way in there. Let me go check. Now it's bothering me. Let's see here. We got to find the upper limb assembly. Yeah, it doesn't show that that part goes in there. It must go to something else then. So maybe it's to give the bird. We don't know. Okay, so let me get this back down here for you, because now we got to put together all the fun stuff. So let's get the guitar going. Okay, what I do with those pair of scissors, I've lost those like 4 times already just by doing Miku. Oh, there they are. I should keep these right by my desk. I've been thinking about putting a chain on them, chain them to the table so I don't lose them. All right. Yeah, when I talk about we're going to do a full entire build installment series, that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm building everything right now. We're taking our time with this. We're going to enjoy it. I do need the keyboard part, but we're not putting that together yet. Let's do it in order. So we got the guitar here. I mean, this is a very enjoyable little build, but for $40, I think she's more of a novelty than a play toy. I think just use her for display. That's a little pricey. But the way it's packed, the way the instructions are, I'd say the quality of the box is kind of lacking a bit, but they want this to go together. Okay, so we got that guitar strap is what was this. I thought this was a belt. Let me get that out of there for you. I thought this was a belt, but no, this is not a belt. This is for the guitar. Yeah, I have that Lego Eevee I got to build. So I'll be doing it. Hopefully I'll get some space to do that. I got another set I got to do. I had another set offer delivered to me today, so I got to do that. But there's the guitar. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That was very simple. Okay, now we got to do the microphone with stand. Yeah, this is not meant for children, obviously. And this is, does it have a rebuild value? I wouldn't take this apart. Once you put her together, I would not even take this apart. Ooh, sorry, I didn't mean to bump into your head there. Let's get that microphone out of the package. So we got to put that in there so she can sing with that Vocaloid voice. There's your microphone. Okay. No, we're not done yet. Okay, because now we got to put together the keyboard. That doesn't look too bad. The quality of the plastic just feels it just feels like your typical stuff. It doesn't. Like I said, I'm used to doing one type of building toy, but for me personally, this is a treat other than just building Lego sets. But like I mentioned, if you want to see me do more of these, let me know. All right, let's not do this. Put this in first. Jay, I hope you don't mess up on the piano. No, I won't. Oh, the keys just slide in. Okay. Yeah, I will put her on display Just make sure that the girlfriend doesn't find out, because I told her I was thinking about getting one of these, and she was like, "Oh, don't you dare!" And I thought, well, I had to sneak her into the house. Except the box had a big giant anime figure on the front. I just thought, oh goodness. I just told it was a review offer and left it at that. Okay. My voice is cracking. Okay. I don't think these matter which way they go. I'm just making sure they're shoved in all the way. There we go. And that's one thing I don't know how to do, is to do musical instruments. Okay. Okay, so here's the last part. It just says soft fabric clothing. Oh wow, let's see here. Is she soft? Well, I'd say it's more PVC than soft. Skin-like texture material. I mean, it's matted. So, yeah. So she does all sorts of stuff. She's got her celery stick she can hold on to. You have to change out her hands. Now, one thing I've learned with stuff like this, or just any type of building toy, especially with Lego, depends on the novelty set you have. If you really kind of don't want to rip something apart, just find a pose and set her up. So there's your celery sticks. Somebody told me they were like, there was a name for them. I can't remember. I'll have it keyed out what they are. And she can hold on to things and stuff. Let's take a look here. So. Okay, now I'm going to label this part here as setting up, because that's what we're going to be doing, and then the review and stuff. I'm not going to do a review on her. She's just too good for that one. You know, I'm really surprised I have not broke this camera doing this. You know, I don't like to edit my videos, so I try to keep them as raw as I can. So if you're not used to this style of video, I apologize in advance, but for me, I don't like to edit videos. I like to share my opinions, but editing is not really my favorite thing. Alright, so there she is. So I got one of the hands that she can hold on to stuff. How easy is it to put that in her hand? Maybe you have to change the hand to something else. Maybe I grabbed the wrong one. She's supposed to grab onto these. So pretty much she's done. Okay, she's kind of stiff though, because let's see here. You know, if there's more buildable figures, I may be inclined to get some. So this would fit in here like that. You know what? Let's pop that hand out there. This one here doesn't look like she holds on to anything, because the microphone is the same width as the celery stick. So let me pop the hand. Let's see how easy it is to get the hand out of there. Okay, that's not that bad. But it popped out this joint here. Oh. So we got extra joints. Well, let's put that on there then. Yeah. I'm building Barbie dolls now. We're going to have to call this, instead of the Lego shop, we're going to have to call this the Barbie doll shop. Well, she's not a Barbie doll, but... Ow, that hurts, Jay. No, up here. I'll put your hand back in there. Now you can hold on to something. Now she can sing like that. They come with two sets of hands for everything, so you can have her hit you with what's that guy? Farfetch's. No, don't rotate your hand. That's not how I want it in there. So she does that too. The guitar. So I bet the other accessory, the other hand positions probably do the guitar. I don't think this is really meant for the guitar. you know, just have her hold on to it. So I wish the fingers or the joints were a little more flexible, but yeah. You know what I wish they did was had something here where you can attach the accessories, like the microphone, obviously. Well, that's since she's a Vocaloid, she's not a dancer, so why not have her do that? Sorry if my hands are getting in the way. Let's see if we can get her to... oh, her shoulder doesn't go back all the way, or am I just not trying hard enough? Her joints are only going to go back so much. So they show her arms going all the way up there, but mine don't do that. Am I doing something wrong here? Or do I have to rotate them to do that? I don't want to force it, then, you know, so I think that's about as far as she goes. Because they show it like that. Well, let's see here. Oh, there we go, maybe. Well, you don't want to hold on to that microphone, do you? You just want to drop it. You're being klutzy like I am today. She's very delicate, though. And that's about it. Yeah, I'd say for 40 bucks, she's a bit pricey. But if you're into this stuff, it's cool. I mean, she looks cool. I'll put that right by my girlfriend's side of the bed and see how mad she gets about it. But yeah, she's she can grab onto the guitar and stuff like that. And hey, I could get a life-size poster and hang her in here, but you know, I'm not going to go that far. But honestly, though, just by building this, it's not too bad. I had fun putting this one together. This was different. This was a lot different than what I usually put together, because I've been putting together a lot of Lego sets lately, and just to have something a little more different than the usual. I know some of you said it'd be nice to see something other than Lego, but you probably didn't want to see her face. But let me get this camera raised up a bit more for you here for a nice good shot. I'll have to do the thumbnail and stuff too. But, well, I need to stand up and do this. But honestly, though, building it was a difference than doing the Lego stuff. Now, there's been some things about Lego doesn't like us doing other building toys, but you know what? I have to. This is not a block toy. This was more like an action figure. We'll call her an action figure. How about that? Comes with the mic stand. I just wish there was a way to put this up somewhere, you know, to have it standing on its own. Maybe we can, yeah, thought maybe I can lasso it around that, but use this as a stand, but obviously that didn't work. But you know what? Hold on. Can I shove these in the little holes here? Yeah, I could do that. Pretend like those are plants growing out of the table. Yeah, I'd say that this was a different build experience than what I'm used to. Put this somewhere. I'm gonna put all her body parts in a little baggie and kind of keep it grouped. I may put the bag under here just in case. See if I can. There might be enough clearance under here. Maybe not. I didn't have like a little storage area in the bottom of that. But honestly, though, if there was a way to attach the guitar to the bass, I'd say that this was a winner here. Let me set this up so we can make a better thumbnail here. Here you go. For all you guys out there who just love this stuff, I mean, it's different. I mean, I had action figures when I was a kid. I don't have them anymore, but yeah, I'm sweating all over the place in here. I don't know if that's because I did something different or I'm out of my comfort zone or what. But that's Hatsune Miku. What is it? The official dress code or something? What is that they said on the box again? The Hatsune Miku Official Outfit. And yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, it was a fun thing. It was a change of pace for once. It took a little longer than I thought, so I'll get to this one. I'm going to try to release this one on April Fool's Day, which would be kind of cool. So people are going to be like, what the heck? But tell me what you think of this build. And to me, it's a bit pricey, but it was a change of scenery for a change.